In Coronation Street, disturbing scenes unfolded as Sam Blakeman was rushed to hospital while the sinister Megan Walsh escalated her manipulative behavior. The corrupt sports coach Megan intensified her schemes to keep her inappropriate relationship with Will Driscoll hidden from exposure. Megan has been involved with Will since he turned 16, although their troubling connection had actually begun much earlier. Even though she tried to cover her tracks, Sam became suspicious and started uncovering the truth, prompting Megan to silence him by any means necessary. Her initial tactic involved stealing his school essay, causing him to receive a late grade and damaging his otherwise excellent academic record. From there, her actions became more aggressive as she began intimidating Sam and insisting that nobody would believe his accusations. When she discovered that Sam had secretly placed a camera in her flat to catch evidence of her and Will, she twisted the situation, threatening to label him as a creep. Sadly, the pressure took a serious toll on Sam, going far beyond simply keeping him quiet. In a bid to maintain his grades, Sam resorted to taking ADHD medication to stay awake and study longer. However, in the March 16th episode, his misuse of the pills led to severe consequences. He suddenly collapsed in the street, leaving his family terrified, while his father, Nick Tilsley, was shocked to learn about the drugs. After regaining consciousness, Sam admitted the truth and vowed to stop using the medication. Meanwhile, Leanne Battersby suspected there was a deeper reason behind his behavior, having noticed changes in his mood and actions in recent weeks. Despite her concerns, Sam refused to confide in her and insisted that exam stress was the only issue. However, it seems unlikely that the situation will remain hidden for long. Later on, after reassuring Will once again that she would deal with Sam, Megan made a calculated move by going to visit him. Coronation Street is preparing a dramatic exit for Theo Silverton, bringing his dark and intense storyline with Todd Grimshaw to a close later this year. Viewers have been eagerly waiting to see Theo finally face consequences after months of controlling and abusive behavior towards Todd. According to reports, plans for Theo's departure have now been confirmed, although the exact details of his final storyline are still being kept secret. It is understood that James Cartwright, who portrays Theo, was always aware that his role in the show would be temporary and tied to a specific storyline that would eventually lead to his exit. A spokesperson for the show explained that James joined on a fixed-term contract and knew from the beginning how his character's journey would unfold and how long he would remain on screen. They also confirmed that he still has more scenes to film within the Todd and Theo storyline, and viewers will continue to see him on screen until later this year. Earlier this year, Theo was listed among 5 characters who could potentially be killed off in a major episode airing on April 23rd, coinciding with the wedding of Carla Connor and Lisa Swain. A flash-forward scene recently showed Betsy Swain being questioned by police after discovering a dead body, adding mystery to the storyline. News of Theo's exit has strengthened fan theories that he could be the one who dies, although several other characters are also at risk. Carl Webster, Jodie Ramsey, Maggie Driscoll, and Megan Walsh are the other residents potentially in danger. The soap first began exploring domestic abuse within a same-sex relationship last year, as Theo started to psychologically torment Todd behind closed doors. The storyline escalated dramatically during the crossover episode Corriedale, when Theo left Billy Mayhew to die after the vicar uncovered his dark secrets. More recently, Theo appeared to end his relationship with Todd, but his continued monitoring of him suggests his need for control is far from over. Disturbing plan involving Todd Grimshaw comes to light. Viewers will grow increasingly worried for Todd next week as Theo continues his manipulative behavior with another calculated scheme. Fans already know that Theo has been controlling Todd for weeks in a troubling domestic abuse storyline, which recently escalated when he pulled a knife on Todd after failing to pay for his lavish birthday meal. Following the shocking incident, Theo ended their relationship in a calculated move, claiming neither of them was happy. In upcoming scenes, as both men try to move on and meet new people, Theo spots James Bailey giving Todd a motivational talk ahead of a marathon. While Todd steps away to take a call, Theo secretly spikes his drink with drugs, setting the stage for devastating consequences. It soon becomes clear that Theo deliberately sabotages Todd's marathon plans, later pretending concern by telling friends he tried to check on Todd but assumed he had already left. Meanwhile, Todd wakes up groggy and confused, only to realize he has missed the marathon entirely, leaving him heartbroken. As Theo returns wearing a medal, a humiliated Todd avoids his friends, overwhelmed with guilt. Theo then manipulates his way back into Todd's home, where Todd breaks down, believing he has let everyone down. Pleased with himself, Theo comforts him, knowing his plan has worked perfectly. The next day, George Shuttleworth grows concerned and gently warns Todd that Theo is not good for him, but Todd reacts defensively. Later, over lunch, Theo puts on an act in front of George and Christina Boyd, claiming he has changed and only cares about Todd's well-being. George seems reassured, but once Theo leaves, he drops the facade and insists they must keep Todd on side. As the week continues, Theo attempts to win Todd back while secretly admitting parts of his plan to Gary Windass. He later surprises Todd by taking him, blindfolded, to the registry office, where Gary and Maria Windass are waiting. Producing wedding rings, Theo reveals they never officially canceled their wedding and suggests they go ahead with it. The following day, Todd is left with a pounding headache after the emotional ordeal, while Theo goes out for a run. During Theo's absence, George visits for a chat. When Theo returns, assuming Todd is in the bathroom, he begins shouting abusive remarks through the door. However, the situation takes a dramatic turn when Todd walks in with shopping and George steps out of the bathroom, having overheard everything. Theo is left stunned and exposed, raising the question, will George finally be the one to bring him down and help free Todd from his control? Coronation Street spoilers have dropped a major clue about a possible death, as both Theo Silverton and Megan Walsh face exposure next week. The upcoming episodes will see residents begin to uncover the truth about two of the show's most dangerous villains, both of whom are among the potential victims in next month's big murder twist. As previously revealed, one of 5 characters is set to be killed off: Jodie Ramsey, Carl Webster, Theo Silverton, Megan Walsh, or Maggie Driscoll. However, new spoilers suggest the spotlight may now be narrowing onto 2 of them in particular. Theo and Megan both find themselves under increasing scrutiny as their secrets begin to unravel and more residents grow suspicious of their actions. Theo's abusive behavior towards Todd Grimshaw looks set to be exposed, potentially turning others against him and giving multiple characters a motive for revenge. At the same time, the fallout from Megan's crimes continues to escalate, with several residents determined to see her finally face justice for her actions.